Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make an Apple Store and an iPhone. Please do remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you make it to the very end of this video, you'll get to see where the Apple Store gets placed in the city. This is the amount of space required to make the Apple Store. And here are all of the materials that we will use to build it. Begin by placing a row of 4 smooth quartz blocks extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 8 upside down smooth quartz stairs extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place a smooth quartz block on the end and extend down to the ground. We then want to place a row of 3 glass blocks extending left. 1, 2, 3. And then a glass pane. Leave a gap and then place 3 more glass. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend each one of the glass blocks and the glass pane blocks up to hit the upside down smooth quartz stairs. We also want to add an end rod suspended in the air in front of this center glass pane. Then we are going to place a row of grey concrete that sits in front of the top row of glass block like this, extends across from left to right, and then we extend it an additional row upwards, like so. What we can then do is grab our quartz stairs and our quartz slabs, come to just above the doorway here, and place upside down smooth quartz stairs, like this, and then regular faced yet outward faced stairs on top to form a circular shape, and then lastly place a quartz slab just on top of the right side of the stairs, which gives us the Apple logo. Moving on to the right side of the build, we want to place a row of 10 upside down stairs extending back from the upper corner block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place a quartz block on the end, smooth quartz specifically, and extend it down to the ground. We can then fill underneath the smooth quartz stairs in using white concrete. We want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side of the build, so 10 upside down stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place a smooth quartz block on the end, and then join down to the ground. We can then fill this entire area in using white concrete. And then when it comes to the back of the build, we simply connect the top 2 corners together with a row of upside down smooth quartz stairs, and then fill underneath these stairs in using white concrete. This will form the 4th and final wall of the Apple Store. Now is a great time to dig out the entire floor area inside of the Apple Store. I'm replacing most of the grass block with quartz bricks. However, at the front of the store, I'm going to place sea lanterns underneath the 2 side windows and smooth stone in between the sea lanterns, which is where the entrance is. Next, we are going to divide up the roof of the Apple Store by placing 2 long rows of smooth quartz block that connect the front and the back of the store together, leaving gaps of 2 in between each row. Then, starting from the front, extending across horizontally of the store, we want to leave a gap of 3 and then place 2 more rows of smooth quartz. So we leave a gap of 3 on the front and a gap of 3 on the back, 1, 2, 3, and then we place another row of smooth quartz, and this divides the roof nicely into sections, which we can then fill in with glass block. For the final touches on the outside of the build, we are going to place poppies left and right of the entrance of the Apple Store, so in front of the glass and the smooth quartz area. We are then going to dig out these 2 middle rows leading to the edge of the grid and replace these 2 rows with smooth stone. Then dig all the way over to the left, replace this row with smooth stone, and all the way over to the right, replace that row with smooth stone. And then last but not least, on top of the white concrete that remains for the grid, we are going to place oak leaves all the way around the edge of the store. With all of that complete, we can now head inside of our Apple Store and begin work on the interior. We want to place a bench in each one of the 4 corners of the room. Starting with the front left corner, we leave a gap of 1 extending inwards diagonally and place a birch plank. Extend 2 blocks towards the center of the room, 1, 2, and then add another row inside of this. We can then come to the back corner, leave a gap of 1 diagonally, birch plank, extend inwards 2, and then a row along the inside, so we have 2 benches now. On the opposite side of the build, start in the corner, in 1 diagonally, birch plank, in 2, add another row of birch planks along the inside, and then finally coming all the way to the front corner now, gap of 1, birch plank, in 2, add a row along the inside. These benches are simply just going to have a bunch of iPhones on them, and they can kind of be arranged in any sort of way you want. I'd recommend at least having a couple of item frames here and there, maybe randomize it a little bit unless you want to have something that looks a little bit more uniform, but something like this will work really nicely. And we want to litter the walls with painting. So I want a painting on the left wall here, right in the middle, in between these benches. So it is a 2x1 painting. I specifically only want either this painting, or this painting. I'm also going to place a 1x1 painting, leaving a gap on the left and right sides. I'm not too bothered about which ones we use here. There we go, that's perfect. And on the opposite side here as well. And on the back of the build, I want to place paintings that line up with the edge of the bench, still only placing one of the 3 approved 2x1s. And finally, once all of those have been placed, we end up with this. Now all we have to make is a bunch of iPhones to fill in these frames. This is so insanely simple. Throw down a loom, open it up, throw a light blue banner in there with 2 white dye. The first white dye is going to be the bend pattern or the bend sinister pattern. It actually does not matter which. Grab that, put that back in. Then we want to apply either the white gradient pattern or the base gradient pattern. It does not matter which one you choose. Grab the banner, put it back in, and this is where you get to make another choice. What color do you want the phone to be? So in this case, I'm going with black. So we apply the bordure pattern using whatever color dye you like. So this will give us a phone, and it might not look like a phone as we just kind of like place it here or what have you, but if you do place it in an item frame, does this or does this not look like a nice shiny phone on a table? So this is great and all. We have an iPhone for each one of the item frames, but we probably want a bit of variation. So we can actually take that very same banner, you can throw it back in the loom, and you can actually continue to apply the bordure patterns until you eventually are not allowed to do it anymore. So a red one, for instance, we can place just behind it and we can shuffle it about on the table just like this. We can then take the red one and we can apply the green bordure pattern to it, and we can just place it next to it, and that's actually a great position, and we can just keep going and going and going until all of these are filled in. And eventually, once you have made enough banners and scattered the phones all inside of the item frames, you will have a nice filled up Apple Store. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tutorial portion of this video complete. However, we have one thing left to do. We must move our Apple Store into our city. I'm going to go ahead and place the Apple Store right next to the Lego Store. We actually haven't built in this direction in a while. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you are enjoying building your very own city and you are looking for more things to build, check the description below for the city builds playlist. We have so many different things in there for you to build, and it only gets bigger every single week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.